Yes.
Ed Schultz, the liberal talk show host, the radio host, had attended an Obama rally yesterday that you were a warmonger. Do you have any reaction to that?
Well, it's a free country and we have freedom of speech in America, and Mr. Schultz is entitled to his views. I would hope that in keeping with his commitment that Senator Obama would rapidly condemn such language, since it was part of his campaign. But that kind of thing I don't think is necessary at all in this campaign. I've made it very clear how I feel about war and my experiences with it. Thank you.
Giving your speech and talking about the very themes of conciliation and cooperation, there was a little tift in the crowd, some disagreement over a sign and a person's position. What do you say to some of your supporters who appear to not be listening to that message of cooperation?
Well, in all due respect, the person who is entitled to their freedom of speech, and I don't deny him that, we're clearly trying to interrupt and disrupt my statement. And that happens from time to time. It's a free country. But most people, and there were many in this crowd who disagree with me on the war or other specific issues, show the respect to let me hear their message, as for them to hear my message, and I listen to their message all the time and meet with them and discuss these issues. So I'm sorry that person chose to want to disrupt what happened, and frankly, they weren't able to do so.
Senator?
Yes, sir.
President Bush has said that the U.S. will be sending more troops to Afghanistan. How concerned are you that the military will be further stretched and will that detract from the Iraq war?
I continue to be deeply concerned about our failures from the beginning, when we failed to expand the military, especially the Army and the Marine Corps, which caused us major difficulties and resulted in a lot of the sacrifice that has been made. I think we have to bend more efforts to attracting brave and qualified young Americans into the military service. I think if we have to take additional steps to do so, we need to do that. I recognize that personnel costs are now the most expensive part of all volunteer force, but I also believe we have the best trained, best equipped, most professional military we've ever had. The answer to it is to redouble our efforts to get more and more young people to serve in the military, and I think then we'll be able to cope with those challenges. Additionally, I read and heard that the deployments are going to be cut to a year from 15 months. I think that that's a good and wise step, and I applaud it. Kelly?
When you speak to the Secret Service this week, without getting into the details I know you can't talk about, but will you make some sort of request to do things in a way that allows you to campaign in the style that you have tried to over these months?
Well, what I'd like, of course, is to have as much interface and encounters with the voters, whether they agree or disagree with me, and I think that's an important part of campaigning. I understand that the Secret Service has their responsibility, so I hope I'll be able to reach an accommodation with them that they feel comfortable, which is very important, and we feel comfortable as well. I'm confident that we can do that, and I admit to a bit of stubbornness.